Hey guys, sorry I couldn't be there with you. It's Mr. Vigardt, and I am filming this actually from the hospital room. At any rate, here is Wire Armature 101. We're going to be working on your human figures. What you're going to need today, you're going to need to have a pair of needle nose pliers. You're going to need to have a pair of wire cutters. You're going to need to have two pieces of wire, one 18 inches. Okay, pretty long, and then 1/2 of that distance of 9 inches. So I have a several cut here of that. Okay, so Wire Armature 101. While you're working on this, make sure you're focusing on the proper proportions of the human figure. So I should have for you in the classroom there, you have a packet. And in this packet, you'll see you have a skeleton like this. It has a black line drawn over the skeleton. Okay, this black line is going to be your template. That is critical that you follow that so you have proper proportions of the human figure. You got it? So you should have at least one, if not two, of those per table for you guys today for the project. So again, just to recap real quick, make sure you have the wire cutters handy. Make sure you have needle nose pliers. One piece of wire 18 inches. You see the length there, a little bit longer than that actually. And then the next one should be one piece of wire for 9 inches. The 9-inch one, this one here, is going to be the arms for your sculpture. Okay? So let's go ahead and use the template as our guide. So here's how we're going to start. You're going to have your template there. You're going to take the wire and you're going to bend the wire, okay, in half so the ends are almost touching like you see here. Then you're going to overlap it and you're going to pull it so you have a nice small loop, literally about the size of your pinky fingernail. You can see that there. And so if I hold this over the template, you can see how small that is. You got it? Now from there, we need to make the neck. So what we're going to do here, take your pliers, hold that crease right there, right by the head, and then take your fingers and you're going to twist that 2 times. So once, sorry, didn't get that on the screen, clamping that down again, and twice. Almost like a twisty tie, you're going to twist that. You can kind of see that there, what that looks like. So small head, okay, and 2 twists for the neck. The reason why the head is so small is that when we build up the muscle mass of the neck muscles, the cranium of the skull, okay, it's going to increase in size. So again, don't go the scale of the actual skull. Follow the template in that black line. So here, you can see here, I bent it out, okay, for the clavicle, for the collarbone right there, coming straight out. Everything looks good. I'm actually going to use my pliers. I find the shoulder, that ball and socket joint right there. And all we're going to do here, we're going to bend the wire down to follow that template. Everyone see that? Okay? You can see how that follows that. And then I'm actually going to follow it the rib cage. So I take the wire here, right at that rib cage connection. I'm going to bend it again. So again, I am literally using my template as a guide. So again, one more time just to follow along with this. I'm going to find my ball and socket joint. So you guys heard Connor there in the background. I'm going to basically bend that, and I'm doing it upside down, so give me a couple seconds. There we go. I find, again, the rib cage, and I turn that as well, and boom. So right now, here's what my armature should look like. Not much yet, but I have the head, I have the rib cage in there. Now I'm going to do the spine. For the neck, you twisted the wire 2 times. Here, for the spine, we're going to do it 3 times, okay? So again, I'm going to hold that right at the intersection point. We're going to hold it pretty firmly. And I'm going to twist it like a twisty tie 3 times. So let me show you that real quick. So once, twice, and make sure you have a good firm grasp on that 3 times. You want it nice and tight, okay? You don't want it loose here. If it's loose, you may have to unwind it and start over again. So I'm going to pull the wire straight out. Now I have my pelvic bone right there where the ball and socket joint, okay, is, and kind of the top of the pelvic bone right there. You can see how that looks. So again, following my template, everything looks good. I find the hip, and I bend the wire down, straight down for the legs, and it's a little bit off, so I'm just going to straighten that out real quick here. Let me find the other one for you. So again, I'm going to find that pelvic bone right there. I bend the wire down right there. Again, and I follow that template. Now, I cut my wire a little bit longer than 18 inches, okay, because I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with that. Once I have this, if you notice, I have a nut that goes off of the bottom of the feet, okay? I'm going to find the ankle, now right there, I'm going to bend it up for the foot. Then I'm going to do the other same thing from the other foot there. I'm going to find the ankle again. I'm going to hold it down and bend it up for the foot. You got it? So I should have then, if I show you sideways like this, I should have those two kind of heels. It should be pretty close to being equal. I'm going to adjust that real quick. Now I have this extra length of wire. If you have extra like this, not a bad thing. We should know by now, based on our discussion last week of proportions, the foot should be the same length as the forearm. So here's our forearm right here. I'm going to put the foot on that forearm. I'm going to find that length. I'm actually going to take it. I'm going to cut one of them off using my wire cutters. So there we go. So now that foot should be the same length as that forearm. Okay? Now, if I do that with this next one, again, I find the heel of the foot, put it on the forearm. This time, instead of cutting it, what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to bend it. I'm going to grab right there where it should be the length of that foot, and I'm going to bend that down. I'm then going to cut off, leaving about an inch or so. Here's the reason why I want an inch or so, because then when I put it in the wood block, it will hold itself up in the wood block. So far, I have a head, I have a torso, a little bit of a spine, okay, the top of the pelvic bone, and the leg, all in proportion to my template. Okay? Everyone good there?